facing backlash, signing on to a statement. And so you see all that pointed out the timeline on that. It's incredibly important to may not have affected it, but
that was something. And I got her second stick. I was like,
we just heard from mine, bro. You know what I'm saying? Before they get the action that they do, what they do, they fucked up, right? That's why
what she do?
she crushed 74 pieces of this whole
I ain't gonna like this. How old was he? 2 years old. Damn, that ain't correct. You saying Louis? Nah, Jersey. I just say what the fuck, man.
And after she cooked them, she dug them over in her backyard and buried them. And then called police and said she couldn't tap.
What?
you know what you did police and her,
Shit. I don't know what they do.
Oh,
About the dog.
in her backyard.
but she was some double.
It's better than that. It's better. You downplaying it, Barber. You just imagine the dude like the dude from the fusion. All right, fellas, we got these here cat dogs. We're ready for the long haul. We're gonna go deep. We're gonna go long and far. All right, now let me just get let me sit. Let me. And go get him. You expecting a dog to be barking for help? Dogs that run.
Right in the spot, yeah.
Ready to run out of the
He's sitting there like this. Like, hold on, wait, this thing done went 10 feet. You done married this little, you done married your baby. A first down. 33. You done married your baby a first down from the house. See, go back. That part of the ticket about the all right.
And he is. He said it ain't. It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to say hi.
Why was she looking?
And they was probably supposed to buy it
intentionally when she called.
When she supposed to do this years ago? When she supposed to do this 7 years?
Some states like things right.
Hey, officer.
Some states like
Hey,
25.
hey, girl.
No, when they said without that possibility, when they said without that possibility, that threw that out the window. So I ask you again,
You want it bald or
when she supposed to do this 7? When she supposed to do this 7?
in the field within the next 2 years. If she somehow ended up coming up with a boy right and all that shit, and she ended up having to do, they take the life off of her, she's still not going to do it.
They ain't never taking that life off her. They ain't never taking that life off her. Ain't nothing gonna happen, and they gonna take that life off her.
No possibility of parole. And I'm pretty sure they ran that
She ain't never, Yeah,
She
but
might not get out, but she still can put it in.
yeah, she put in the field till her fingers bleed. She ain't let me. She ain't never breathing free air.
So we gotta have good ground. She
At first they can't even get past the
right. How you gonna get past
nerve to go to the oven.
Then from there,
And then no, because they said it like the way they told the story, but when it goes down, she just remembered to put them in the oven first. So she cut some of them off to fit them in the oven. And then buried it. They didn't find a whole body when they found her. She didn't want to have a baby. That's what it was.
But man, it's fly.
no, she couldn't have been. She was insane. That's insane. That's insane.
That's
Flat out
insane.
fucking up.
That's insane.
You know it's a male thing. But for her to first, you're gonna kill him for her.
You said she look good?
Bad for me.
She look good.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, he go fake, She's straight bad, though.
Break the baby skull up. Chop them up, then cook them. We just gonna say this. It ain't that much outside. You gonna eat this poison.
Do it on the floor.
Hey. Nah. I'm gonna tell you what it was.
Hey, you know what?
Trying to babysit his
I look
bad.
like the girl who told her boy when she don't be done, you know how to do this and that, look like Because you wouldn't come on $10,000. Then I thought, first you said, well, you don't want to spend $10,000. You don't want to spend $10,000.
It was Beyonce.
Yeah, Beyonce. You don't want to spend $10,000, you just buy my shit. You ain't got it.
I want to know about my chick. Beyonce, that's what
Then she turned around and made a video of all the time. They don't end up sucking it anyway, but 15
Once she spent the money dude was saving up for his surgery.
Yeah, I heard about that. The lady went and did the mortgage. Oh, he been giving her the mortgage payment for about a whole year or 2 or 3 years. And every time he give her buying him shit, purchasing, like, man, so what do you do with all the money? Cause they give him pictures, well, from their house. He tells me, man, you got some of the people all the time, about how wrong she is, or you know what you're doing, trying to justify it. Your ass kicked up out of the house. She picking up boxes and shit like that. Talking all shit. You say, y'all call it snitching. I call it lost the house.
That's why you don't check out.
I see that happen. Yeah.
There's too many of them out here.
Oh yeah, y'all.
You know what you're supposed to be doing with this money. Everybody. She was so acting so motherfucking nice to my about the situation here. They can crack her head.
Or Axios. All right, so you heard
Killing, bro.
Like home.
give a major speech tomorrow, but I think all I should do.
Why does that say it's not fair?
Determine how the region will move back next week's month. You also can do reports for HighSchool on a new toxic deal proposal from the law. It really does have to go. In the deal, primary prevention and not the same community. It's coordinated from the opportunity to possibly, but that is causing slightly the business and the contact with the law. What do you learn? I think that after what happened in the Austin South and the girl
got? What you got? Yeah, I ain't even want to say that. 85.
Somebody grab the phone.
85. What take you got the phone where I got it?
There you go, Morgan.
I want to take you down to like 150. I can't No, I ain't got no.
Hey, well, I tell you, the man's finna come out, bro. The Epstein list, bro. They gotta unseal it this month. They should be unsealed today, bro. Hey, B.
Information about these things, references to them, but the big question will be, what more will we actually learn about what they allegedly did or didn't do that hasn't already become public? So we'll be looking very closely at all of these documents when they're unsealed to see what blanks it may fill in on Jeffrey Epstein's sordid life. Boris, Brianna?
All right, Kara Scannell, thank you. We'll be waiting to see what comes out of it. Now to some of the other headlines that we are watching this hour. Wander Franco, the shortstop for the Tampa Bay Rays, under arrest in the Dominican Republic, accused of having an inappropriate relationship with a minor. He is a Dominican native who was arrested Monday after appearing before prosecutors to respond to the allegations. Franco has been on administrative leave for Major League Baseball since the accusations came to light last summer. And a surprising discovery on a California beach. Yes, that is a rusty old bomb that washed up on shore just days after the heavy surf pounded the coast. Look at that. That is an ordnance disposal technician there. The bomb squad with the Santa Cruz Sheriff's Office responding, determining it actually was safe. Then personnel from nearby counties the beach where that explosive was found was among the areas evacuated last week because of those 25 to 30 foot waves. And someone is starting the new year a whole lot richer, winning that ticket for the 842.4. Can't forget that .4. I guess it doesn't mean much considering it's 842, but still, $1 million Powerball prize that was purchased in Mont Blanc, Michigan, which is near Flint. It was the second largest lottery jackpot ever won in Michigan, and the person who won has not contacted Michigan lottery officials yet. So hey, if you recently bought a lottery ticket at the Food Castle of Mont Blanc, check your ticket now, pronto. The winning numbers 12, 21, 42, 44, 49, and the Powerball 1.
That .4 could mean a lot, you know, so if you're out there and went to the Food Castle, you don't really care about that .4.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much every working American's dream schedule, a 4-day work week. A police department in Colorado is giving it a try. Is it going to stick? We'll discuss next.
When you're looking for answers, it's good to have help. because the right information at the right time may make all the difference. At Humana, we know that's especially true when you're looking for a Medicare supplement insurance plan. That's why we're offering 7 things every Medicare supplement should have. It's yours free, just for calling the number on your screen. And when you call, a knowledgeable licensed agent producer can answer any questions you have and help you choose the plan that's right for you. The call is free and there's no obligation. You see, Medicare covers only about 80% of your Part B medical expenses. The rest is up to you. That's why so many people purchase Medicare supplement insurance plans like those offered by Humana. They're designed to help you save money and pay some of the costs Medicare doesn't. Depending on the Medicare supplement plan you select, you could have no deductibles or co-payments for doctor visits, hospital stays, emergency care, and more. You can keep the doctors you have now, ones you know and trust, with no referrals needed. Plus, you can get medical care anywhere in the country, even when you're traveling. With Humana, you get a competitive monthly premium and personalized service from a healthcare partner working to make healthcare simpler and easier for you. You can choose from a wide range of standardized plans. Each one is designed to work seamlessly with Medicare and help save you money. So how do you find the plan that's right for you? One that fits your needs and your budget. Call Humana now at the number on your screen for this free guide. It's just one of the ways that Humana is making healthcare simpler. And when you call, a knowledgeable licensed agent producer can answer any questions you have and help you choose the plan that's right for you. The call is free and there's no obligation. You know Medicare won't cover all your medical costs. So call now and see why a Medicare supplement plan from a company like Humana just might be the answer.
Danvers, Chief of Police. I'm working on this case. This one was prepared 48 hours ago. You know, I'm going to have final agreement.
We got 6 dead bodies. We need to get this under control.
We are this close. Do not stop now.
Texas case. True detective, my country. Streaming exclusively on Max.
There is no media personality, businesswoman, celebrity chef like her.
The Many Lives of Martha Stewart, coming in January on CNN. I'm attorney spokesperson. This is a paid advertisement for legal services by attorney Trey Davis. Attention all business owners. Did you own a business with 4 or more full-time W-2 employees between October 2020 and September 2021? If so, you may be entitled up to $26,000 per employee as part of the CARES Act. Don't miss out on your opportunity for compensation. Call now for a free consultation. Call me at 646-9965.
Here's why you should switch from Google to DuckDuckGo on all your devices. DuckDuckGo comes with a built-in search engine like Google, but it's private and doesn't spy on your searches. And DuckDuckGo lets you browse like Chrome, but good luck if it doesn't include the ads that follow you around from Google and other companies. And there's no catch. It's free. We make them from ads, but they don't follow you around. Join the millions of people taking back their privacy by downloading DuckDuckGo on all your devices today.
I'm Andrew Lee at the White House, and this is CNN News.
If you just Google 4-day work week and see the pages and pages of results, they'll indicate that it's an idea that's starting to catch on with some employees, or at least workers are hoping that it catches on.
The Braids Police Department in Colorado, among those trying out a 4-day work week with all employees on the clock for just 32 hours a week. But they still get paid for 40. That sounds fabulous, doesn't it? All right, so as CNN's Erica Dill tells us, it's an effort to provide employees with greater flexibility and promote better work-life balance.
Sometimes it's hard to adjust to a new schedule, so this is actually really easy to adjust to.
Until July, Sergeant Stephanie Sipes worked 4 10-hour days every week. Now it's 4 8-hour days. 32 hours of work, but she's still paid for a full 40.
I just get to be the best version of myself every single day. And part of that is that I'm filling my cup at home.
It's not just Sergeant Sipes. Every employee at the Golden, Colorado Police Department is also working fewer hours. Those compressed work weeks are part of a 6-month pilot for the department, which, if it goes well, could expand to all city employees.
I know a lot of people up here work meetings for us, like the next to guys.
They have such a diversity of types of jobs. So they've got folks that are out in the field that are covering 24/7, 365. They've got office personnel, they've got sworn people. And so it was a good, I'll say, microcosm of the city as a whole.
Was there any resistance initially?
Yeah, and we really talked through that to explain that we're not expecting people to work less. We're asking them to work fewer hours, but we're asking them to get the same or more done.
To achieve that goal, overlap between shifts has been reduced. Meetings are shorter and more focused, but staffing levels haven't changed. But leaving everything in just 4 days felt daunting at first. Tri-State investigator LaTar Duran quickly found her stride.
Professionally, I feel like I'm driven to water.
Very curly, very hair.
I've got 4 kids and a husband.
It's a lot of products that work very well with your hair as far as bringing out the curl pattern, making it do what you want it to do.
It's benefited me all the way around.
The idea of a better work-life balance prompted Officer Madison Goff to join the department last month.
Catch on eventually and not get burnt out by coming here. Let's work less, let's enjoy life.
Each week during the pilot, employees are asked how they're feeling about the reduced hours on a scale of 0 to 100. 3 months in, those numbers have consistently been in the 90s.
Why is that such an important metric in this pilot?
It goes back to some of the concerns that we had when we sort of first launched this, that they're feeling so much pressure on a day-to-day basis, trying to get everything done in a compressed schedule, that they're not getting the benefit that we're looking for, which is, again, happier, healthier, better balanced life, all of those things.
Happier employees, but what about the community? Serving the city of more than 20,000 is still the department's top priority. So far, those findings are also encouraging, with a boost in call response times.
We just did a 3-month check-in with the community, and there was essentially no negative feedback, no concerns.
Productivity, efficiency, basically overtime is down, which helps with your budgeting. Were you surprised at all by some of the initial data?
Yeah, I've been very surprised, and it's been remarkably effective from the beginning. We're really optimistic with the initial data.
What made you want to be guinea pig for the entire country?
Yeah, we've seen it work in the data, in the research, in other areas, in other industries, and so why not us? Why not try it?
Erica Hill, CNN, Golden, Colorado.
What do you think?
I enjoy working here.
I just want to work 4 days a week. Oh, we both work 6 days this week. We'll go for 5. So Ed, this is a story that we paid a lot of attention to, and one of the Harvard's presidents says she will resign. We'll have more on this breaking news ahead.
Ah, it's a good day to cough. Oh no. Bye-bye, cough.
Later chest congestion. A little 12 hours of relief.
12 hours? Okay, not coughing at yoga. Antiquing, not coughing. Not coughing at the movies? Hashtag still not coughing?
Use an XDM getting 12 hours of relief from chest congestion in any type of cough day or night. It's not cough season. It's always cough season.
Hi, it's Christina again. I'm here to tell you about an all-new special offer from my friends at Jacuzzi Bathroom Model that you don't want to miss. You already know, Jacuzzi has been making water-filled braids for more than 65 years. And now, they're bringing you this special TV offer. We're giving you 50% off installation and supporting all payments for up to 1 year. Jacuzzi Bathroom Model has a design you'll love at a price you can afford. And, best of all, they can install it in as little as 1 day. No stress and no mess. Are you ready to see your new shower? Here it is.
It's fabulous!
Taking a shower had gone from being a joy to being a burden. I was afraid I would fall. I called and just one day I had a shower I could feel safe in.
No matter your situation, Jacuzzi Bath Remodel has a solution for you. From a safer, easy entry shower with features like grab bars and a custom seat to keep you feeling comfortable and independent at home, to a stunning family bath, or how about a luxurious upgrade with a timeless design that will look great for years to come. Plus, they're built to last with a lifetime warranty from an iconic brand you know you can trust.
It is done in the same day. You did not have to wait.
It's absolutely perfect. It's exactly what I was dreaming of.
If you haven't already experienced what Jacuzzi Bath Remodel can do for you, your family, and your home, don't wait any longer. Now is the best time to call. It's never been easier. Take advantage of the special TV offer today.
Call or go online right now for a very limited time offer. Only each left you get 50% off installation and no interest and no payments for up to 1 year. Plus a free safety upgrade. Go to jacuzzibathremodel.com or call 800-990-2807. That's 800-990-2807. Call now.
A force to be reckoned with. No, not you, Saquon. You, your business bank account with QuickBooks Money now earns 5% APY. 5% APY? That's new. Yep, that's how your business different. 11 days before the first vote to cast in Iowa, 2 Republican presidential candidates in back-to-back town halls. Ron DeSantis at 9, Nikki Haley at 10. The CNN Republican presidential town halls. Live Thursday on CNN. You've heard other mobile providers say it. Get a new phone on us. Sounds nice, but what does it mean? It means they lock you into an expensive plan to get that phone. So you're paying more, up to 3 times more. To other mobile providers, on us means on you. But with Spectrum Mobile, what you see is what you get. No gimmicks, no contracts, straightforward pricing. Get the latest phone and still save more than $1,000 over big free wireless. So switch to Spectrum Mobile today.
At HighSchool State University, our mission is to provide opportunities for students to earn affordable, high-quality college credentials, producing workforce-ready trailblazing graduates. HSSU also emphasizes the development of STEM programs to underserved students. Our students come here with potential. We show them endless possibilities, and they leave with the power of HSSU embedded in them. Unleash your potential, explore possibilities, and harness your power by applying to HSSU today.
The Situation with Loc tonight at 6 on CNN.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Audiobook Network. Authors tell your story. Produce an audiobook with us.
Want to earn more profits and find a new audience for your published book? Produce an audiobook. We handle narration, production, and digital distribution.
Call or scan the QR code now.
This is CNN Breaking News. Thank you so much for joining us on CNN News Central. It's the top of the hour, and we're tracking some breaking news. The president of Harvard, Claudine Gay, has announced that she is resigning after just 6 months on the job. Gay has been under pressure to step down ever since her congressional testimony last month about anti-Semitism on campus.
And she was also being investigated for plagiarism and recently requested corrections to some of her academic work. CNN's Matt Egan is following this story for us. Matt, what's happening here? Tell us the latest. Tell us what's next.
Well, Brandon Forrest, Claudine Gay.
Damn, boy, she was on the job. Hold on, wait. Y'all didn't know none of this before she got on the job? Y'all didn't do none of this investigation before she got on the job?
Gay described this decision as, quote, difficult beyond words. She said it was one made with deep love for Harvard in a statement to the Harvard community. She wrote that after consultation with members of the corporation, it has become clear that it is in the best interest of Harvard for me to resign so that our community can navigate this moment of extraordinary challenge with a focus on the institution rather than the individual. Now, this comes just 3 weeks after the Harvard Corporation issued its unanimous support for Gay. Now, they've accepted the resignation of Gay, who we should note is the first black president in Harvard's nearly 400-year history, also just the second woman to lead Harvard. And the Harvard president notes that this marks the shortest presidency in Harvard history. Now, let me read you what the Harvard Corporation, which is the board that controls the school, said. They put up their own statement and they said that Gay did acknowledged and took responsibility for some of her mistakes, they also said that she's shown remarkable resilience. In the face of what they described as deeply personal and sustained attacks, they note that some of these attacks played out in public, and they came in the form of repugnant and in some cases racist vitriol directed at her through disgraceful emails and phone calls, and they say they condemn those attacks in the strongest possible terms. The Harvard Corporation also announced that Alan Barber, the provost and chief academic officer, has agreed to become the school's interim president until a permanent one is named. So how did we get
Gotta be black.
Of course, it's just been such a tumultuous period for Harvard. The school's initial response to the October 7th attacks by Hamas against Israel was criticized as not condemning Hamas in forceful enough terms. That criticism came from the Harvard Corporation.
But you can't tell me they didn't know this about her before they got started.
Before lawmakers were flooding gay, she struggled to answer the question about whether or not calls for genocide against Jews would violate the school's
anti-Semitic testimony.
And leaders of MIT and the University of Pennsylvania. And perhaps the last straw is questions around Claudine Gay's academic career, her academic writings. There's been charges of plagiarism. She's been forced to issue corrections to multiple writings, and that has raised questions about whether or not there's a double standard at Harvard. And all of this, of course, has done some damage to the Harvard brand, which I mentioned is really one of the most prestigious in American universities. And so, after all of that, Claudine Gay has decided that she's stepping down, and the leaders of Harvard have decided they're going to accept that resignation. Close, Adriana?
All right, Matt Egan, thank you so much. Joining us now is Harvard student and Hillel president Jacob Miller. Jacob, thank you so much for being with us. Last time we spoke, which was just days after Claudine Gay's Hill testimony, you didn't think it was necessary that she resign. We should be clear, a lot has developed since then. What's your reaction to this news?
Well, thank you for having me. I was really surprised by the news. We didn't see this coming. Although, in the face of all these new plagiarism allegations, it didn't, it shouldn't have taken us totally by surprise. But, this is a really short tenure for president, and, I wasn't totally expecting.
So you're surprised by this. Your main concern in this, obviously, as we have been speaking, has been her handling of anti-Semitism on campus, the way her testimony went on Capitol Hill. Ultimately, it may have been this drip, drip, drip on the plagiarism issue that sunk her. What do you think about that?
I mean, I think for me it was a 1-2 punch. First she appeared before Congress with that disastrous testimony, and then after that, all these plagiarism allegations came out. And I think it was a combination of these two factors that kind of led to this massive, outcry in public, which eventually led today to her resignation. So I think both those factors are important. As a Jewish student, I was very dismayed by the university's response to the anti-Semitism on campus. It's not just about her, it's about the whole university, and it's about, a broader discourse of anti-Semitism in general. I think this attention is to see, serious, this matter deserves serious attention.
There were people in her corner who felt that she was targeted as well because she's a black woman. And I mean, we should be clear, there multiple things can be true here, right? That obviously when you look at her work, there are incredibly alarming things about things that have been borrowed or copied or plagiarized here. Lots of questions raised about how she handled the question of anti-Semitism. How are you sort of making sense of all of that?
There are so many forces out there, and she has definitely faced racist attacks too. From my perspective, this is all, university politics. It doesn't really affect my day-to-day life. What matters for me is the anti-Semitism on campus. When there are students who are chanting her intifada, when there are students who are posting on social media that they think Jews control the media, when there are students who are championing terrorism, and posting, pictures of music, advocating no way to do their business. That's what affects me. That's what affects my peers. Not, the politics of the president. And so, Claudine Gay's resignation is not going to solve the issue of anti-Semitism on campus. We need a definitive culture shift.
just said,
So I wonder,
writing
do you
online
think
saying
that this step means
run
the
the
school
media
is
saying
taking
anti-Semitic things like that.
seriously that fixing of campus culture that you're talking about? Do you anticipate having conversations with the new interim president, Alan Barber, about this?
You know, it's hard to tell exactly where we're going to go from here, but I have spoken with, I guess now President Barber in the past, and, you know, he's been very attentive to the issue, and so I am optimistic that we'll continue to work with the university leadership and now President Barber to help combat the hatred that's now become commonplace on Harvard's campus.
Have you been speaking with other students? What are they saying? I know it's sort of hard to gauge maybe right now around the holidays, but what's the mood about all of this?
Well, I mean, my phone's blown up after this news about the president's resignation. You know, I think a lot of Jewish students were very dissatisfied. You know, people have kind of been disillusioned with the discourse that's going on. And, you know, I think people just want campus to return, you know, back to how it was, but also to include beyond that, because there was anti-Semitism that existed before October 7th. And the war in Israel kind of took it to the war.
Jacob, we appreciate the ongoing conversation. Thank you so much. Obviously, a lot of focus on Harvard, and we thank you for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Now, some stunning new developments out of the Middle East. Hamas has now confirmed that one of its senior leaders, this man, Salah al-Aruri, was killed in Beirut. The terror group says that an Israeli airstrike caused the explosion, but so far, Israel's military has not commented on the strike. Local news outlets say that at least 4 people were killed at the site of the explosion that reportedly targeted an office building belonging to Hamas. Let's bring in CNN military analyst and retired Air Force Colonel Cedric Layton for some analysis. Colonel Layton, let's get back to that map, because since October 7th, we've seen some exchange of fire between Lebanon and Israel, or Hezbollah forces in Lebanon. But this is in Beirut. This is a different level of attack, right?
Exactly, Boris, because Beirut is right about here where that B is in Lebanon. And what this means, of course, is halfway up the coastline of Lebanon. And it also shows that not only is everything at risk here along the border, but it's also at risk all the way up to Lebanon, where it has all these groups, not just Hamas, but also Hezbollah has headquarters there. And of course, southern Lebanon is filled with Hezbollah forces as well as other forces, and that makes Israel's northern border quite vulnerable.
So al-Aruri was a significant figure. Several years ago, the United States put out a $5 million reward for information leading to his capture. What's the significance of him being eliminated?
So this is really significant because al-Aruri was the head of their political wing, and he was also a founder of their military wing. So he had his hands throughout Hamas's organization. He led a lot of the forces. He was responsible for many of the terrorist attacks that Hamas did commit, and probably had a hand on the October 7th attacks as well.
Notably, this comes as we're looking at Iraq's movements in the Red Sea. We were talking about potential escalation. Obviously, an Israeli attack in Lebanon.
One product in your hair.
This area has been seeing a lot of activity. So now Iran is sending a military destroyer there. What does it mean for the conflict?
So this is very interesting because right here, this point, right in this area, this is the Bab el-Mandeb. This is the narrowest point where the Red Sea comes into the Gulf of Aden and the Arabian Sea. This area is very easily controlled by forces in Lebanon, as well as in Yemen, as well as anybody else in this area here. So that's why the U.S. has deployed forces throughout this region, and the Iranians are now responding to this by sending their destroyer. That will allow them to have more coordination with the Houthis, who are based in Yemen, and of course are a major proxy of the Iranians in this area. So what we're talking about here is Iran exercising influence throughout the southern area, the southern part of the Arabian Peninsula, as well as all the way up the Red Sea potentially.
I wonder, Colonel, how this might be related to the U.S. pulling the USS Gerald Ford out of the region. It was on an eight-month mission across the world, essentially, but now it's headed back home to Virginia.
So there are some logistical considerations when it comes to deploying ships like the aircraft carriers like the Ford. It has had been extended for several months in its deployment. It also, of course, needs to replenish itself. So I would say, yes, there are some, some issues that are related to this in terms of influence, but the U.S. is not going to be without a presence, a naval presence in this area. It's going to be critically important for them to continue that because it needs to be there in where the U.S. Navy needs to be there in order to secure global shipping throughout the Red Sea and, of course, the Suez Canal area.
Yeah, the USS Eisenhower not that far away from the area. I do want to point out that Iran also has its fingerprints on what's happening in Ukraine. They've helped supplement Russia's invasion of Ukraine. And we saw some recent airstrikes. At least 5 people were killed, another 112 injured during Russian missile attacks around Kyiv. There's been an escalation recently in these Russian attacks. Why?
So this is really significant because the Iranians, of course, are providing Shahed drones, among other things, to the Russians. And when you look at all the different things that have happened around Kyiv, you've got airstrikes not only in the center of Kyiv, but in places like Kizhneve and the Fastiv district, and of course over in Kharkiv, which is Ukraine's second city. What this means is that both Russia and Iran are working together to try to really create havoc within Ukraine. And what that means from the Ukrainian perspective is all of their infrastructure is at risk. Their critical infrastructure for the winter, their heating capacity, the power capacity, all of those things are at risk because the Iranians are providing the Russians with these weapons, and they're doing it quite frequently and at a very high volume.
A lot happening across the world. Colonel Subject, we appreciate getting that perspective on. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much for it.
Still plenty more news to come on CNN News Central. Hundreds of people barely escaping with their lives. Look at this video. A Japanese airliner bursting into flames after colliding with another plane on the runway. 5 people killed in that smaller plane. So what went tragically wrong here? We'll break it down. Plus, the FBI says there is no evidence of a terror plot in this fiery New Year's Day crash in upstate New York. We have the latest details on this investigation. And after a groundbreaking procedure, doctors say that a young patient's new heart valves are growing as he grows. This is a pediatric heart transplant. More on why it's a huge advancement when we come back.
The CNN Republican Presidential Town Halls, live Thursday on CNN. An important message for Americans aged 50 to 85.
Oh my gosh, you're still using Mom's old coffee pot.
It's my inheritance.
Well, it is a family heirloom.
You know what? The kids can just sell it to pay for my funeral.
It's a good thing you have life insurance.
Life insurance.